Yo, what's good, y'all? Big Champ on behalf of Skyton. You know what I mean? Today's episode number 5 of Dot Connect Wednesdays. You know what I mean? We live, we recorded. About to bring y'all a little bit of energy, drop some gems on y'all. Steve gonna pop in, you know how he do. He gonna pop in a second. But today the topic is Coinbase being investigated by the SEC over unregistered securities. You know, the nonsense that the SEC plays, you know, this is nothing new. So it kind of is what it is. And we're going to talk about it being 6 billion, only 6 billion XRP left on exchanges. So just to dive right into it, a couple of days ago, and one of the students put me onto this, right? I was just getting up. I had a super long night. I was doing some research for the 1% group. And I see the notification. It's like, hey, yo, the SEC is Coinbase is being brought into litigation because they have a couple coins, right? That's been listed as securities, and the SEC is on their neck. So I'm like, all right, cool. I see it, not pay it no mind, because we already told you guys mad times this was coming. This was gonna happen, right? Coinbase was gonna have, or just multiple exchanges in itself. The SEC was going to start going after exchanges, right? And the writing's been on the wall. The reason we could see that is because in the adjoining case with Ripple against the SEC, they tried to walk back their stance on giving Ethereum that free pass, right? Because they're already losing in court. So instantaneously, they just started to kind of backpedal, and they're like, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to backpedal on Ethereum so that Ethereum and all the ERC20 tokens, right, are still kind of open to being scrutinized, right? And we can bring them into litigation. The Ripple case is getting a whole lot of visibility. So on that side, we know we're losing. We know we're looking bad, right? So what is the way that you kind of offset your losses? Is a ton of wins, right? And if you think about this from a grand scheme, all right, you've got Ethereum, right? Ethereum has a plethora of ERC20 tokens that are built on top of it. The reason people kind of like ERC20 is because of smart contracts. That smart contract feature is kind of innovative, right? So for any enterprise or any blockchain company that's trying to come on and build a company, that's a major plus, right? That's a competitive advantage, right? Relative to your competitors or anybody else who's in this space trying to do the exact thing you're doing. So on the SEC side, they're like, yo, we have all of these coins that's built on top of Ethereum, and we walk back what was said about Ethereum in itself. Now we got Ethereum on the hook, and we've got every other ERC20 that's built on top of it that we can bring into litigation, right? And if you're going to lose one, that's going to be a major case. The way you kind of shadow that, right, and cover that up is by taking a whole bunch of wins with smaller players, with smaller market caps, smaller volumes, list them as securities, right? Go after them. And these guys don't have the war chest. They don't have the money to be able to fight. So what happens is these guys instantly, they'll say, all right, listen, we don't want no smoke with the SEC. We don't have the war chest. We don't have the money available. So there's really nothing that they could do at that time but settle, and they pay a fine, right? But then think about it. Some of these guys, they, depending on what the fine is, right, their fine might be so large that it cripples the business. They then become illiquid. They don't have the money to do it. So what's going to happen is some guys are going to pay the fine and be all right, right? Others are going to not even have the funds to pay the fine, and they will no longer be functionally solvent. So instantaneously, this is how you get to the 1%. This is how you shave the bulk of all these cryptos. Because when you think about it, there's only a certain number of blockchains and protocols that are around that actually do real world things, right? They solve real world problems. A lot of these other guys, they're just kind of getting caught up in the crypto hype. All right, blockchain is the thing. We know blockchain is here forever, right? We know the world is going from the traditional finance side. Now it's going to go into a whole new digital economy. So as the world is continuing to shift and beginning to shift, right, a lot of the big players, they're coming in and they're laying heavy footwork, building their foundation. So all of these guys that's already existing and they've been here, they've been operating thinking everything is cool. This is where you get that crypto is the wild, wild west. You know what I mean? This is kind of where that comes from. There was no laws, no rules, no regulations that formally existed, that told each and every company, these are the rules, these are the parameters in which you can operate. You can't operate outside of this. Anything outside of this deems you a security, right? That didn't exist. So what's happening is, and Steve is big on this. He said this a multitude of times, right? Anytime there's a company that's existing, right? They'll say, hey, SEC comes out of nowhere. Hey, we invite you guys down. Let's have a meeting. Let's have a sit down. We want to know what, more about your project. Anytime the company is like, okay, they're like, all right, this is a regulator. Let's sit down. These guys are inviting us. You know what I mean? This could be, this could be beneficial for us, right? Because if they're inviting us, maybe it's something that they like about our protocol, our company, whatever, right? Our existence, maybe it's something that we could, we could provide assistance to them on. Soon as these guys get in the room, they have a powwow, they discuss, whatever they discussed, and then out of nowhere, they become under scrutiny, right? They're being investigated by the SEC. So this is kind of like a growing trend with the SEC. So I want you guys to understand this, right? A lot of these coins that exist right now, we already told you they're not going to exist, for a long time. It's 99% of cryptos are going to go away. It's right now it's 20,320, I believe, 25 crypto projects. That leaves us with roughly 200, right? 200, 210 coins or whatever that are probably making. And even out of those, you're still going to have projects that come in, you know what I mean? And it may be even new coins, new players that kind of emerge. And these guys might work with the regulators, work with officials, work with regulating bodies, and be able to innovate and do things that some of these existing coins do now, but do better and more effectively and efficiently, right? Because that kind of depends on whatever their use case is, right? What makes them special. So anybody in the boot camp right now, you guys understand based upon day 3, that presentation, you guys now know everything that you need to do to be able to analyze certain projects, right? And that's one of the major key factors. So I say all that to say, you're going to have so many projects that are going to fall under scrutiny and they're not going to make it because they just don't have the war chest. They don't have the means, right? So they're going by the wayside. But even out of the remaining coins, you still have to be able to assess them, analyze them, figure out which ones are going to be here and why. Because everything going forward from here, I want y'all to understand the casino shit is over with. Anytime we're coming into a space where you're able to invest in multiple digital assets, cryptocurrencies, it could be memes, it could be whatever, right? Gaming, metaverse, DeFi, DAOs, all of that, right? They have to have utility. They have to solve a real world problem, right? So I want you guys to be cautious, right? We're not investing in bullshit. We're not throwing our money at random coins, right? Now, I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just telling you from the grand scheme of things, this whole crypto space is about to get nasty. It's about to get completely different. So I need everybody to kind of be mindful of what you're investing in. And before you even put your money into something, scrutinize it, because you're going to have a continuation of this situation happening repeatedly, right? So anybody who's investing in these meme coins, just because you might see it somewhere, you know what I mean? If it doesn't do anything, if it doesn't solve a real world problem, 9 times out of 10, it's going to end up on a chopping block, right? So just to, circumvent this as strategic investors and sound investors, you're only going to invest in projects that have utility, because the next run is going to be a utility run, hands down. Every coin since 2015, since I've been in this space, and Steve as well, right? Since we've been in this space, a lot of times these are the coins that don't have too much motion, right? It's not a lot of notoriety. It's not a lot of promotion behind it. These guys are just working, right? They'll update you if you follow their socials. When you dig and you find these certain gems, these diamonds in the rough, you're not going to hear a whole lot of talk about them. they're grinding, they're building partnerships, right? They're investing in other things to scale their business, right? They're working on interoperability between blockchains and between enterprises and governments, central banks. You know, it's a lot, right? So the next run, mark my words, is going to be like your XRPs. And XRP is super suppressed. When I say super suppressed, I mean super suppressed. Already, we should be in double digits already, right? And that was all off speculation. But the last run that they had was in 2018, right? That was the truly the last bull run before this SEC case came about. It was right at about $2, and I thought it was going to keep going because at that point it already had 300 plus partnerships with central banks, and we're talking about the big boys: Bank of International Settlements, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. Like, and you guys are going to learn this when I do the XRP talk. You guys are going to kind of learn who these players are, right? But these guys have been working with all of these entities. So if you did $3.86, right, as an all-time high on speculation, right? This is just word of mouth, hearsay, you know, hype, and they didn't have any of these partnerships whatsoever. What do you think is going to happen now, present day, when you're dealing with 300 plus banks? And we're not just talking about any bank. We're talking about central banks. These are the banks above the everyday banks that you go into, right? And you have partnerships with the IMF, the Bank of International Settlements, the World Economic Forum, right? Where the global elites, we're talking about the heads of every one of these unions and countries, come and discuss monetary policy. And you got a fintech company out of San Francisco being invited or hosting Davos, right? The playground where these guys come annually. Like, start connecting these dots. And I know a lot of you guys, like, you're new to XRP, or you may even be new to crypto. But this is how you got to start thinking, right? When you start dot connecting and you start putting these plays together, start to see who's behind these projects, where the executives come from, what's their background, what companies were they running beforehand, right? So you see what kind of experience that they're bringing in real time to their project, right? And to blockchain and to real world, because we already know blockchain is going to disrupt every industry that exists, period. So imagine what it plans to do in terms of enterprises and scalability and interoperability and different countries and blockchains and banks and everything being able to do business and transact with one another, whether it be the exchange of data, whether it be the exchange of anything. Basically, the internet of value is what Ripple is behind. So with this situation going on with the SEC, I just want y'all to understand, right? I don't want to go off on a tangent. I want y'all to truly understand these companies are here to stay, right? And they're not going to have a whole lot of movement. But what they're going to begin to do is they're going to start limiting your access to getting and investing into these protocols, because they already have it planned out. They already know what's about to happen, right? We're just the ones that are completely in the blind. But anybody who does your due diligence, you're active, you got both feet in, right? You know how to read projects, you know how to kind of identify, things that or lead up to their viability, right? The things that will say this company is going to be around for a long time, right? If you can spot these things and you can see the problems that it corrects, right? And it fixes in a real world, and you see the benefits that will trickle down to the people. If you follow the money, it always tells you the story, right? Always. I always tell you guys about the walled gardens, right? One of the things that Ripple strives to do, right, is to free up liquidity. So they have what's called a liquidity hub, right? But also through the liquidity hub, they're basically providing liquidity to enterprises, businesses, right? Allowing them to no longer have to pre-fund transactions. And when each entity is putting up $1 billion, $1 billion here, $1 trillion here, right? Think of all the capital that is now freed up. All of this money is now available to be utilized and transacted as it was created to do so, right? So one of the guys asked in the Discord, he asked, how do you think XRP will ever reach these exponential numbers, right? Jimmy Valley of Val Hill Capital, he came out publicly and said XRP was going to reach upon settlement. They're going to back it, tie it to gold, right? And they're going to raise the price of it exponentially, 35,000 a coin, right? All the way up to now 50,000. And people are like, what? This sounds insane. That makes no sense. I'm not going for it. The shit is 35 cents, right? So in your mind, you can't truly fathom, that price. Fair, right? So as I'm thinking, and I'm saying to myself, they do this with gold, right? All it takes is a couple countries, they come together, right? These guys sit in a room and they'll say, hey, everybody in favor of the price of gold being blah, blah, blah per ounce or per kilo, say aye. Long as you have, the favor, it's done. You walk out the room and it's done, right? That fast. If you have an asset that will allow you to peg it or back it by gold, move it freely and effectively and efficiently, and you can transact with any country in a matter of seconds, freeing up trillions and trillions and up to quadrillions of money and capital and liquidity, that's one of the biggest problems that you could ever solve, right? Right now, we're seeing it, right? Banks are having bank runs ran on them because people are going to the bank to take their money out. And if enough people go at one time, the bank is not even going to have enough money in it to give you your own money. So imagine with their products and offerings, right? These guys are pre-funding, preloading third-party banks, right? Just so the money is there. And it's trillions of dollars stacked up in banks, just sitting idle, cannot move. The money has to be there for you guys to transact, for us all to transact and send each other money. If I need to send Rod, a wire transfer, I'm in Dubai, he's in Guatemala somewhere, it can happen, right? But typically it's going to take 3 to 5 business days for the transaction to go through and be finalized. But you got Ripple utilizing XRP through XRapid, Liquidity Hub, XVIA, all of that good stuff, right? They're different product offerings and they're utilizing XRP in the process. Why wouldn't they value XRP this high, right? And then you use this as a global reserve currency because it's agnostic. It's country agnostic. It does not have to be tied to one particular country. So that's where it comes in at, right? I want to show y'all something. I'm going to pull this up and show y'all. So let's decline. And this is wild. I don't know if anybody has ever been to this site. It's called the United States debtclock.org. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to give you guys a vantage. All right. Can everybody see the screen? Somebody unmute and let me know.
Yeah, you got.
All right. So check this out. So when you're looking at the US debt clock, this is just the United States debt right here. And as you can see, it's a ticker. This is nonstop. If you know anything about how money is created, the United States is kind of on a debt-based system. And there's multiple countries around the world that operate under the same threshold, right? But we're just talking about the US right now. Look at this, $30 trillion and counting. This breaks it down to the average debt per citizen, the budget deficit, what they're spending, Medicare, and then you go over, let me find it. So look, check this out. You see how this is your dollar to gold ratio right now? So they have already a ticker that's calculated the debt And anytime that there's any sort of debt that's created, money is printed on its behalf, right? The only real money that exists is gold, right? No, the paper fiat, all of that shit is bullshit. It's not backed by nothing, right? It's literally a piece of paper with ink on it. We give it value. As you guys can see, multiple countries, their money is literally dwindling. The value of the money itself is dwindling. So me and Steve was just talking the other day about the euro, right? The euro has always been higher than the US dollar. It got to a point where the euro was less than the dollar. So countries' money is losing its value, its power, right? We already know the US dollar is the global reserve currency. But the news just came out, China and Russia, they're coming together now with the BRICS nations, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They're coming together to be able to transact oil exports from each country, and they're doing it to circumvent utilizing the dollar. So again, back to the XRP situation. I just showed you guys US debt clock showing you, right, your dollar to gold ratio, which means they already peg like a value of the dollar to gold commodities, right? Platinum, gold, silver, palladium, all that good stuff, right? All of these things are already in play. So when, excuse me, let me let somebody in the room. So when you look at this, right, don't fixate on the numbers, just fixate on the idea, right? You have a ton of debt that can never, ever be paid off, right? There's no way it can be paid for, right? You have multiple countries where their value of their money is dwindling. The United States is the global reserve currency, and then you have other countries that are forming an alliance to be able to transact with one another and basically sidestep the United States as a superpower. If XRP and Ripple, right, are deemed a security in the United States, this is a hypothetical. We already know this is not the case, but if they do this, every other country outside of the United States has already deemed it a digital asset, a commodity, a currency. And I told you it's literally country agnostic. Each one of these countries already has central banks and partnerships with the governments utilizing Ripple and Ripple's technology, which includes XRP. So you don't think right now, Russia and China, after they've been spending years of their time and their money procuring more and more gold to now back their currency with gold, and now they're transacting with one another, sidestepping the US. Do you think the US is going to be that dense to not do something about it? You can put sanctions, right, on anything, but what happened with the Russia and Ukraine situation? You put sanctions on something, these guys still use cryptocurrency to sidestep it. So what's a way that you can kind of solve a problem, right? A liquidity, kind of sustain your power as a superpower and have the global reserve currency all still under your belt. Back your currency with gold. And if you utilize cryptocurrency, what is the coin that can be transacted super fast, effectively, efficiently, has interoperability with every single central bank, every enterprise possible, and it solves trillions and trillions, up to $2.1 quadrillion that's in question right now. That's the problem, right? Across the world, there's $2.1 quadrillion that is tied up, right? The value of everything put together. It's basically tied up. So there's no free capital flowing as it should be. What do you do? How do you solve that problem? Grab XRP, use the XRP ledger, be able to transact flawlessly, seamlessly, without error, as efficiently as you could send an email. You peg the XRP value to the value of gold, right? The same way you did it to the dollar, essentially returning the dollar to the gold standard, just like China and Russia just did. And there's other countries that are joining the BRICS nations. right now. It's happening right now. So when you think about the debt, like, and you're like, hold on, I just showed you guys the debt right now is 30 trillion. How could we ever pay that? Right now, the value of the dollar has been dwindling for the last 20 years, right? It's not even worth the paper that it's printed on, but we still got that status, right? Boom, back the amount of your currency with gold, tie in XRP, a digital asset that's country agnostic, be able to transact it. Come on, man, let's go. Now you see, and there's actually a formula that you guys can utilize too, just to put you on. So I just learned this myself. The crazy part is with the national debt, you take the national debt and you divide it by the amount of XRP that's created, right? It'll never be more that's ever created. So it's 100 billion. Once you divide that, you're already looking at 30,600 right now for the United States debt. And remember, this is country agnostic. All of the debt for the whole entire world could utilize this. Now, this is what we're talking about. 50,000 a coin, up to 100,000 a coin. If Bitcoin can do it, just because it was the first coin ever created and it was scarce, what makes you think XRP can't do it when it really solves a problem? It really, really solves a global problem. So next time somebody tell you, XRP is trash, it can never be, $1,000 and it never get to this. All right. So when they come out and they show and prove, just understand this recording is going to live, period. Right. But I want you guys to be able to dot connect like this. I want you guys to be able to say, okay, boom, let me step back. What does this project do? What problem does it solve? Who is it partnered with? You know what I mean? Does it work together with different countries? And you can be able to kind of see the pictures begin to unfold, right? And I'm still paraphrasing because we got to have this XRP talk, right? The XRP talk is going to be a completely different ball game, right? And I'm going to be able to show you something. But also, just to tie it in, think about when 99% of cryptocurrencies die. Where's all that money going to go to? Where is all of that volume that happens every 24 hours? Where is it going to go to? If only things that exist are going to be utility-based coins that have use case, that means only the coins that are remaining are going to be the recipients of that volume. And you're going to then get regulations, right? Keep in mind, right now, there's already trillions and billions of dollars in each company waiting on the sidelines to come in. They're just waiting on the rules. So once this case is over, and Ripple's not settling whatsoever, right? This is not just about Ripple. This is about the entire cryptocurrency space, right? So all of these coins that are being affected and being brought into litigation by the SEC and all their crooked ways, right? There's only going to be a select few that exist. That select few is going to be the recipient of all the volume that comes in to cryptocurrency. And then once you have the rules, you have all these Fortune 500s, these big boys that's coming in. These are the guys that's going to turn on the spigots of liquidity. And they're going to pour in so much because they already know blockchain is the disruptor. They know this. The Warren Buffetts, everybody you can think of, they've known this for years. They just played us publicly. Oh, Bitcoin is trash. I wouldn't buy it with somebody else's money. I wouldn't use it if somebody gave it to me. All kinds of nonsense that they spew, right? That's why you never listen to what they're saying. You watch what they do. Then Warren Buffett, out of nowhere, he comes through. Now he's invested in a bank that's going to custody crypto, right? But he's bad-mouthing it on TV. Same thing that happened with the stocks. Steve broke that down for y'all. He told y'all these guys are coming in, right? They're going to badmouth certain things if they miss the initial run-up, right? They're going to create the FUD, create the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They're going to make the prices of things literally just drop. This is their entry, right? So while everybody is scared, nervous, operating out of fear, liquidating whatever they've purchased, right? They're getting out. You're the people that get what's called shaken out. Then these Fortune 500s and these big wigs, these hedge funds and all this, these guys with these $1 billion and $1 trillion purses, they're coming in and they're buying up everything while it's low, while it's blood. This is why we tell you guys now, y'all in a perfect position. The market is down. There's no way right now that you guys should, in your mind, say, "Oh, I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. I'm not investing. I'll wait until the prices go back up." Why? When you're getting everything on a discount right now. The people who bought the blood while the market is red right now, a year, 2, 5, 10, you're going to see how their life is substantially and significantly different from the people who got shaken out. Oh, I'll get into crypto later. Because what's going to happen is everybody who's buying now, when the price appreciates, let's say 5, 10 years from now, right? There's going to be new systems that come online. There's going to be a lot of things that's going on, right? When that happens and the price catapults, right? We're going to get a lot of these bullshit coins. They're all going to be out the way, right? They're going to be non-existent. So now you're dealing with strictly utility coins. And all this volume from these governments. And these governments are nothing. When we say enterprises are nothing but businesses. So I want you guys to think, when you're talking financially, these governments are nothing but large enterprises. They're nothing but big ass companies with big ass bags. And when you're able to solve a problem for them, increase efficiency, be able to do something that benefits them, right? It'll help them scale their business or their reach. They continue to invest in it. They continue to put money in it, right? And the innovation is going to continue to happen. So the price is going to shoot up, and everybody who says, "Oh, I'll wait to get into crypto," those are going to be the people that you're selling your $1,000 XRP or your $10,000 XRP to, right? And they're going to be coming in by the same way people did with Bitcoin. Right? People missed the initial run up when Bitcoin was $100, $50, even $1,000, right? Bitcoin went up to 20, dropped back down to 5,000. People still was like, "Oh, I'm not messing with it. It's a Ponzi, just crypto as a whole. It's a Ponzi. I'm not messing with it." Right? Then you've seen it just jump up recently to 65 grand. So the people who've been holding, right, since forever, these guys were holding at super low entries, right? When the price hit 65,000 a coin, these guys might have had 1,000, 10,000, 20,000. You just don't know what they were holding, but just think about that. You're procuring so much in volume when the price is low that when the price rips and it goes to the moon, you're able to offload your bags on people that's willing to give you $10,000, 20,000, 50,000, all the way up to 60,000 for one coin. And truth be told, that technology does nothing. Solves no real world problem. The only advantage is it was the first coin presented to the world, and it's scarce. There's limited coins. That's it. So I'm sitting here in this seat right now. I'm like super excited, trying to contain myself just thinking about this. XRP right now is 36 cents. It's 35 and some change, 35 cents and some change. And y'all ain't going crazy right now? Just thinking about this? Just know XRP is gold. Just remember, it's country agnostic. So when you start to look at everything that's going on, right? World debt clock. This is not just the United States, right? They're going to have to figure out a way, right, to be able to get rid of this debt. The world cannot sustain. This is why we're transitioning to a whole new financial realm. It's a whole new financial world that's about to emerge, and it's already in the works right now. We already know that there's new systems that come online this year. And this is the second part of today's document. There's only 6 billion left on exchanges right now. You know what that would cost? That would cost $2.1 million. If I'm not mistaken. 2.1 million. I think it was like 2.1 million or billion. I can't remember off the head, but just to buy up what's remaining on exchanges, right? And keep in mind, all companies, whether they be fintech companies, all of these financial services apps that allow you, like Cash App, that allows you to transact instantly. All of these transfer services, TransferGo, MeezyGo, all of that, they all utilize this technology, instant payments. You're going to continuously hear that, right? The Fed just came out, Jerome Powell, he came out maybe a couple of weeks ago, said Fed Now is going live, right? Part of the faster payments task force is Ripple's XRP, right? They're the catalyst behind them being able to offer real-time payments and settlements. There's no other company that does this the way Ripple does this. And this is the Federal Reserve, the people who are in charge of printing your money. And you don't think the price of XRP is going to catapult to crazy heights? So the SEC right now, the only thing that they're doing is creating a diversion, right? That's it. They're kind of slowing the race down because they know this is happening at speeds like you can't even compare to the dot-com boom, right? Worlds faster. It's all happening right now. So this is like your time, right? If you want to build for your future, find these type of gems, find these type of projects, because there's not just one. We just gave you guys XRP just because Steve and I both, we've been here for so long. These are like our babies, right? We've been getting to it for years. And when we were giving it away for free, nobody really wanted to listen. Nobody wanted to catch on because that was the time for everybody to accumulate. The people who listen, I personally know I've made multiple millionaires, right? And this is fact. Steve as well. He's made multiple millionaires just by giving them gems. These same gems that we give you now, we've been doing this for years before we even created this synergy to make the university. Because we see things, and now it makes it so ill because Steve has got a super brilliant mind, man. This guy's different, right? I don't really sing his praises that much because his ethic does it for him, right? Nobody really has to give him his flowers because he puts in the work to kind of show that, right? And everybody sees it. See how poised he is, see how well-spoken he is, see how knowledgeable he is, right? He's got a different vision and vantage point of the landscape, not only from personal experience, just being in business, but he just has a gift. He has a knack for this, right? So now to be able to take information, pair it with what's going on macro and micro, be able to dot connect it, and then disseminate it in a way that everybody can understand, he's made me sharper. That guy, definitely, I tilt my hat to him. You know what I mean? If I had my hat on, I don't even know if he's on the call. I'm not even checking, right? But this is just genuine. I'm just saying this so it lives, right? He deserves there you go.
Nah.
My God, man.
Appreciate you. Have me stuck.
Yo, listen, man. I just wanted to give you your flowers because what's crazy is being around people. This is real right here, right? This is super organic. When you meet somebody who's super sharp and on their game, right? He met me, I met him instantly. We knew in that phone call, very first phone call, we knew, yo, we taking this somewhere. Very first phone call, we knew it without a shadow of a doubt. So to be here doing this, like he's made me even sharper, right? And I've been doing this for so long. I literally shed tears trying to give this info and intel to people, not having a platform, feeling like I didn't have a voice at all, right? Not really wanting to speak about things like this on a grand scale because I was ignored for so long or overlooked, it going one ear out the other. And I feel like I'm wasting my breath. So to now him make me even sharper, right? Because he's pouring into me like, yo, bro, you got this shit and nobody fucking with you. Turn it up. Go crazy. You unchained, right? Get busy for him. That right there, that's the catalyst for me. That's the motivator, right? So I'm able to literally spend 16, 17 hours in a day, right? still handling whatever I need to personally, but still being able to kind of dive in and do research for y'all to be able to bring it back to y'all. And we do this, right? This is why .Connect Wednesdays is like really important to us. And it was Steve's idea. That's the crazy part. He's like, yo, bro, like, let's be even more interactive, right? Let's record these Zooms. Let's do this. Let's make it happen for everybody and be able to .Connect things that's really going on in the world so that anybody coming in, no matter what level in crypto they're at, they'll be able to take the information, retain it, understand it, see what's going on, and it kind of broadens their perspective on this space. So I'm saying all this to say, like, yo, Steve, one, salute you, bro. Definitely appreciate you for help. You know what I mean? And two, it's even better, you know what I mean, to be able to do this and get this info to y'all because, yo, people aren't paying attention. People are not aware right now. It's so much going on, and I don't blame them, right? The distractions and everything that's going on, it's enough to kind of make you freak out. The world it feels like, yo, this shit is on fire, right? But from the fire, the phoenix emerges. Say that one more time. From the fire, the phoenix emerges. If you don't understand what that means, I promise you will right after the XRP talk. So I just gave y'all a super low-key gem. And I ain't even gonna clear it up. I'm not gonna explain it no more than that. I'm gonna leave it right there. Because everybody who's invested, who's willing to do the work and do the due diligence and invest their money in what they believe in, that project right there is gonna make you a multi-millionaire. Hands down. After that shit, I could really just drop the mic and just log off. It's crazy. I'm just letting this breathe for a second. Like, this gotta register to y'all. The world is like literally going crazy right now, and we're giving you pieces that's showing you what's about to happen. We're playing fortune tellers right now. We're doing this all off sheer love and knowledge, bringing in everything that's going on in the world, bringing it right to you, putting it on a plate. We cooked it, chefed it up, laid it on a hot plate, and it's still sizzling.
Yo, listen, I gotta play, right? So I don't know how many people on the call. So we could either keep the play on the recording or turn the recording off, and you guys get to play for showing up. So if you want to just let it be recorded for everybody, press 1. And if you want the opposite of that, press 2. And this is like blockchain style. So it's just,
Turn it off.
Hey, yo, drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Turn it
Drop the
off.
mic, yo. Cut that. Cut that.
Damn, like, all right, yeah. Listen, guys, you ain't get on, man. I tried. It'll probably always happen like that too.
Straight up.
All right, let's go. Turn it off. Let me know when it's off.
Listen, the team is spoken. This is a wrap for .Connect Wednesdays, episode 5.
I'm cracking up, okay?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Listen, man, it's a wrap. Episode 5 is a wrap. Yo, y'all stay on. I'm about to cut the recording, but yo, it's been real. You missing it, right? Everybody here in the world watching this, you wasn't on the call, you'll learn. Be on deck for episode 6. Peace.
All right.
I hope y'all know y'all be making me cut in the Bible study now. I don't even show up no more.
Oh man, that's the devil's work.